Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl Tanya, Lady T, and yes, stop by my channel where I love sharing my passion for fashion. Well, y'all, it's pre New Year's Day, the pre before the pre. Um, anyway, I just wanted to stop by and just share some things that I've had on my heart for probably the past couple of weeks, and God willing, if I enter into the new year and get to see it. Um, I'm at the point now in my life where no resolutions, just results. And it's time to build on results. And anyway, I'm going to be getting ready because it's just a Sunday afternoon. And this morning I decided to close myself in with the Lord and just meditate on some things and what I need to refocus, rebuild, redo, or restore or renew in my life. Because I would like to think as we get older, as we become more wiser and mature, we do better. Um, so, as the word says, we have to take a self-examination. Examine yourself. Examine the things that you may have heard people say to you, whether it be your family members, good close friends. Because one thing about having good friends and have good godly counsel, you need friends that can show you, that can say, Tiny, sit your butt down and think that, oh, shoot, that ain't right. Um, you don't want yes people always in your circle because you need somebody, if not your own self, you need someone that can challenge your way of thinking. And sometimes it's good to have someone in your circle um, that can have a different perspective of looking at a situation because they may see something that you don't see. So I think it's important that we not just circle ourselves or have people in our circles that can at least challenge our thinking, cause us to think outside the box. Um, so those are some of the things that I'm thinking about. And one thing that I did specifically this year, which is 2012, is learning how to say no. And it was hard at first, especially if you're a person who don't like to say no, because it may weigh on your spirit. It may bother you. It might aggravate your day because you didn't do this or that to help somebody. But I think I shared with you all not too long ago that, if you're a person and you don't have something to give and you stress and struggle over not giving it or trying to give it and you frustrate your whole purpose, you can't give what you don't have. So focus on what you do have that you can give freely, and it's no sorrow added to your life or even sorrow added to the person's life you're giving it to. So that's something I'm going to carry on through my life. I can't give what I don't have, but what I do have I will give unto you. So I think going into the now and going into 2013, I'm going to be focused in on uh, being able to show results. And that thing, and what I mean by that is concerning my health, choices that I'm going to have to make. Because if something is a priority in your life, you'll make it happen and you won't make excuses. So, concerning my health and anything else that I come across in my life, no more excuses, Tanya. Make it happen. You can make it happen by doing what you want to do when you want to do it. And sometimes making things happen is not easy. The choices that you have to make are not easy. And understanding the choices that you have to make are going to come with some kinds of trials. But again, as the word says, that affliction that you bear will be a lot of affliction, because if you put God first and hand it over to Him and take on His yoke, take on His attributes, take on the knowledge of his word and in a what would Jesus do moment. When you take on his characteristics and you become an imitator of who he is by just reading his word and looking at how he deciphered through a lot of situations that he was dealing with on this earth. If we take on those attributes of Christ, then those afflictions that we may bear will be just for a moment. They will be very light. Whereas if we try to take it on in our own knowledge, going only as far as our knowledge will take us, we will suffer much more longer than need be. So just wanted to share those things with you on this day, that, be in prayer for me as I will for you all who put anything in my hearing, whether it be via a video or a comment or a response. We're going to pray for one another that we no longer speak a resolution, but we create results. And the last thing that I want to talk to you about is, if you are a person who is a giver, I think I'm going to put my hair up in a sock bun today. If you are a person who is a giver, and I have close friends and even my companion, he is a giver. He is a man of order. He's a type of man that, he likes, if we go anywhere, he likes to drive, me around. But the Lord spoke to me so strongly, because whether we know it or not, when you're tuned into your companion, and men need encouragement too. But I thank God that he's positioning me on how to be an encourager and be in my rightful place, and knowing how to encourage where it penetrates and brings about a change in that person. Not as a woman trying to change a man. No, I'm talking about allowing that man to see the king in him, and that he responds to the king that's within him and not the fool that is within him. So that's one thing God is doing as he's preparing me to be a wife. Being able to speak to the king or a queen in a person. Because it's not just, being able to speak to the king and a man. As a woman of God, I also have to know how to discern and speak to the queen in a woman or a young woman when I'm mentoring them, and not speak and entertain the silly woman or the silly girl in that woman, or to speak to the fool in a man. So the Lord spoke to me very, as he always does. He said, I want you to be a giver unto him, because he needs to learn how to receive. Because when a person is a giver all the time, and they're not used to people somewhat giving unto them, it sometimes becomes, whether it takes on a competitive spirit, or it may take on oh, since she did this for me, I need to make sure I turn around and do this for her. No, the Lord has taught us there's seed time and harvest. So because you're a person who gives and gives and gives, and if you don't ever receive from somebody, then you block that person's blessing, so to speak, because you cause them to not want to give into you, which cuts off their blessing and you as the recipient of the blessing. So that's one thing I want to impart into people and maybe share with people is, yes, you are a giver by nature. That's who you are. But sometimes remember to sit back and allow people to give unto you, and you now become the receiver, because you've given. And so now it's your time to enter into a season of being a recipient. And you can still give, but allow people to give unto you. Because you know what it does? It'll soften you. It'll cause you, and I know especially for men, my father's the same way. It causes them to open up their heart more. Even though they're a giver by nature. But also when you receive, that means you have opened up your space to receive. And so anyway, the Lord shared that with me and said, I want you to be a giver unto him, because I need him to know what it is to be open to receive, and not receive something and then feel like you have to reciprocate it immediately. So anyway, um, as I stated, those are just some of the things I want to share unto you. There's nothing wrong with being a receiver, and God is still going to continue to honor you when you do give. But when you see people start trying to give and make a way for you to receive, just accept it. So anyway, let me finish doing my do. I was gonna wear my hair down, but like I said, I think I'm gonna put my hair up in a sock bun. But anyway, as we enter into this new year, and God willing, we see it. Um, what are some things that you know that you have been dealing with in 2012 that you really truly need to work on, and become a better you? And let's get results versus focus on a resolution. Let's see the results of the resolution. So anyway, y'all have a fabulous day. Like I said, I'm finished doing my do. I'm gonna wear just solid black. I'm gonna do some window shopping today and catch any sales that I have that I see at Walgreens. I'm gonna just wear this beautiful, of course, this belt necklace from Kiana Diva Designs. And how about this, y'all? I went into Rugged Warehouse. No, it wasn't Rugged Warehouse. It's a place called Burton's, and they sell a bunch of jewelry and everything. How about I found these awesome earrings that actually match this necklace? I mean, it's made out of the same material, and they're blinged out, and just a perfect match. They're hoops. So anyway, I'm just put this on today, and I'm gonna be out the door. So anyway, God bless you and have a wonderful week. And again, Happy New Year.